Yes, people, back again. Afcon final. Senegal faced off against Morocco, the host nation. And wow, there was a lot of drama, a lot of controversial decisions, a lot of unscrupulous tactics. But we're going to go through this. And let's start with just running you through the timeline, essentially, basically. Just before the match kicked off, Morocco officials, I'm not going to put any names on it, but it all had to do with Morocco since they are the host nation. And they were doing a lot of funny business, should we say. One of the main ones being the training facilities. Somehow, someone with their bright ideas decided that both teams should train next to each other. So essentially, that rarely happens in football. Rarely do you get in the final two opposing teams training next to each other, eye to eye. You can pretty much see what each other's doing. And there's reports that Moroccans were filming everything the Senegalese players were doing in training, tactics, formations, all that stuff, which can give you an advantage in a real game situation because all that details gathered during the training period will be fed back to the managers of Morocco or opposing team if the other team had done that. But yeah, from that, and then we moved on to the transport issue. Now, I'm not sure if you're aware, but the Senegalese team were made to use public transport. Yeah, boo-hoo, most of them are millionaires. Who cares? Blah, blah, blah. Sorry, they feel normal life. But come on, this is an international stage. They're not supposed to travel like that. Let's be real. Most international teams shouldn't really travel around like that. You get what I'm saying? But they were made to use public transport and they were swarmed at the train station when they were coming off. You can see footage. You won't have to look too hard to find it. But the Senegalese were swarmed at the station, and this is all before the game even kicked off. So I don't know. Maybe the powers that be, Moroccan FA, whatever, they were literally trying to um what's the word? They're trying to unsettle the Senegalese team, the whole team, not just one or two, just the whole of them, with their facilities, training, their travels, everything they can do to unsettle them, basically. But fast forward, we'll talk about the VAR getting involved when it shouldn't have got involved. But it's it's neither here or there because in the Afcon in recent week, as you know, if you've been watching it, there's been a lot of very questionable decisions by officials, which leads me to believe that um there's there was an impetus, there was an importance, there was a push for Morocco to win. And the officiating, some of it was just diabolical. Some of the decisions, I went through it in one of my last videos during the Afcon. So I'm not gonna bore you with that. Let's just give you the juicy one from this issue. And then there was Tower Wars. I'll break that down for you. This involves officials, involves ball boys, involves the fans. Even the fans were involved, and they were literally talking to Hakimi to, get rid of the towel, Mendy's towel to be exact. And it was just funny business. But I move on to the other incidents. Then obviously there was a 16-minute long delay because when Senegal were hard done by, and everyone I've spoken to agree it should not have been a penalty. Somehow, some way, the referee gave it, shouldn't have given it, but justice was done, and I'll stand by it. The best team won. The team that played better, they scored. They actually tried to play football. They didn't try to do any unsavory tactics against the opposition. They literally just tried to play ball. Mendy, Sadio Mane, Idrissa Gueye, all those players, they all tried to do their best to play, and football won. Yes, Afcon slightly tainted because I'm not trying to hear the likes of Simon Jordan on Talk Sport talking about is it's what's it the it's it shouldn't be done, or it's out of what's the word he used? He said it was um it brings the game into disrepute, or something of that nature. Okay, how would you feel, people? Come on, you literally being robbed before your eyes, and you can do something about it. Would you not do something about it? I understand it's not proper conduct and all that kind of stuff, but I'm sorry. I would do the same, and I don't know about you guys. I would do the same. But eventually, like you can see here, the penalty was saved. We'll talk about that because I have my own theory about what went on there because it's a bit strange. But the eventual winners, Senegal, they won it. Big up to them. It was very needed because Morocco, you need to be investigated long and hard because it is not right what you guys were doing to unsettle players. And I'm not even talking about just Senegalese players here. You did it with Nigeria, and there's a few matches before that. You lot were doing a lot of funny business. And it's just not necessary. Do your stuff on the pitch. Play ball, beat the opposition. No one can't tell you nothing. Off the pitch, yeah, you can banter and all that kind of stuff. But let's get into it. So let's start off with the towel issue, the towel incidents. Numerous times, ball boys were involved, officials were involved. Just literally every time in this incident, Mendy put his towel down, a ball boy or an official of Morocco would run onto the pitch and take the towel, hide it so Mendy couldn't dry his hands. You know how it gets. All keepers take a bottle, a drink of water, and a towel with them to make sure their hands are dry so they can make proper saves and all that kind of stuff. But Morocco officials, ball boys, time and time again, just did the most to try and disrupt the Mendy goalkeeper, the Senegalese goalkeeper Mendy. And as you can see in this incident, they were literally grappling and physically assaulting what's his name again? Diouf. Diouf was being assaulted literally. If you don't know Diouf, let me switch it for a minute. Yuvan Diouf, he plays for Nice, in France, League One, doing terrific over there. And he was literally like in the picture down here, standing guard. Can you imagine that when he's supposed to be doing warm ups and watching his team play and just getting ready to go and help Mendy out if he gets injured, for instance? He's the backup goalkeeper, but most of the game he stood tall, big up to him, just standing guard, making sure the Moroccans don't take away Mendy's towel, that kind of stuff. As you can see here, being manhandled, but salute to Yvonne. You won. Sorry if I pronounced the first name wrong. Diouf, but he did his thing. He held his boy down and protected Mendy throughout the game. But it's not even just the ball boys. It was all of them doing it. And I want to bring your attention next to Hakimi. He's supposed to be the Moroccan captain. Even Hakimi himself was doing the same thing. In this picture here, right here, is literally being told by fans or someone of importance in the fan seating area basically to go and grab the towel. Like in that picture, he's going like that, he's going like that. Grab the towel. And do you know what he did? He went and done it. He went and grabbed the towel and dashed it to the crowd to get rid of it from Mendes so he couldn't use it. Yeah? Now come on, Hakimi, what are you doing, bro? PSG and that top level baller, right back and all that. What are you doing getting involved in this? I get that you're in Morocco, it's your home nation, you want to win it on home soil. I get it. But just let the football do the talking, bro. Like, what are you doing? Okay, fast forward. Next, Hakimi again. This picture below me right here. I've circled Hakimi. At no point does he even look at the ball being floated over from the right hand side. No point. All he wanted to do was grapple with the Senegalese player, number 4, I believe. I can't remember his name right now. He was just grappling with him. And then the second circle right here, that's where the ball landed. And that's where he landed, falling flat on his ass because he wanted to grapple with a guy who clearly looked stronger than him because he wasn't even a big push. But he pushed him, he landed on the floor, and before you know it, Senegal scored. And guess what? The goal was disallowed. VAR got involved for no reason. The goal was disallowed. I've spoken to plenty footballers out there, fans alike. most of them agree the goal should have stood. No way it should have been ruled out. But this is what's been happening in most of Moroccan games. A lot of dubious, a lot of questionable, a lot of weird decisions being made by the officials, and this is just one of them. And then to add insult to injury, a similar incident goes and happens on the other end shortly after, and a penalty was given to Morocco. A penalty was given. Can you imagine that? No wonder the Moroccan players were incensed, and I do not blame them for walking off because I would have done the same. I would have done the same, but you know what? This guy Mane, Sadio Mane, big up every time. He does wonderful stuff, charity, gives money away. He looks after his people. Nothing but love for him. Liverpool till we die and all that good stuff. But Sadio Mane marched the men back on pitch. Said, "No, lads, we are doing this. We're gonna carry on playing. We're gonna go back on pitch and do what we have to do." And they did. They went back onto the pitch. Penalty was taken. Unfortunately, Diaz missed, which I thought was suspect. This is my theory here. Me and the man them were talking yesterday. It's just a theory, but it's possible both teams had a good chat with the officials, and well, not maybe the officials, but the two managers, or not managers, the two captains or players from both sides had a good chat, and they said, "Bro, come on, the referee effed up here. The referee messed up. Let's fix this. How can we fix this? Okay, do a Pedinka. Mendy will just grab the ball and we carry on playing, and whoever wins wins." I'm not sure. Who knows? But potentially that else what happened. I say that to say this because in this footage here, right here, the picture you see, when Mendy saved the penalty from a Pedinka from Diaz, none of the Senegalese players celebrated. Personally, I found that very suspect because how many times, as a fan, as a football player, have you been in a game where a penalty was given against your team? It was the wrong call, it's the wrong decision, and then the keeper saves it. Do you not celebrate? Do you not jump up in joy? Do you not? Most fans, most people do, but Senegal players, they didn't do none of that. They just got on with the game. Like they didn't celebrate, no hands up in the air, no celebrations, no nothing. They just got on with the game. I found that suspect. I found that very odd for a team for this caliber of high intense game, high impact, all that kind of good stuff, for them not to celebrate when a penalty was saved. But we moved. That's just my theory. So I haven't got much evidence for that. So I hold my hands up. It's just my twisted theory, maybe. But who knows? And then there's people talking about judge, all that kind of mad stuff. Not involved. Don't know about all that stuff. But it was it was sad, man. But like I said, I just wanted to big up this guy again, who stepped up, Diouf, got his medal at the end. Love the standing tall and backing his boy basically. He got his medal. Senegal won. Happy days. The other incident, the other things I wanted to bring to your attention as well is at the end of the game, something major happened as well because as you can see, Koulibaly, I can't remember the Moroccan player there. They hugged it out, swapped shirts, all that lovely stuff you want to see at a major tournament. But look at this right here. The Senegalese manager, Papa, he went to shake the Moroccan manager's hand. And what does he do? You can see the footage for yourself. Don't take my word for it. But he refuses to shake his hand. He refuses, absolutely refuses to shake his hand. God knows why. Obviously, at this stage, justice was served, justice was done. The football god spoke. Senegal had won. So I get that it was a bit heated. He's a bit hot, should we say? You get what I'm saying? So I get he didn't want to do that. But come on, how many football games have we seen at the end of the match? A team loses, but the manager still shake hands. Yeah, now and again it doesn't happen. Like recently, Arsenal, Arteta beat Unai Emery, and Unai Emery just disappeared down the tunnel. He didn't shake Arteta's hand back. It happens now and again. I get it, but this one, especially when there's a lot of bad blood. Come on, it's unnecessary. But after the game, a few statements were made. Let's start off with the Senegalese manager. He said, and I quote, "I don't want to go over all the incidents. I apologize for football. After reflecting on it, I made them come back onto the pitch." Sadio Mane did as well. "You can react in the heat of the moment." Very true. We we accept the errors of the referee. We shouldn't have done it, but it's done, and now we present our apologies to football. What can you say? He admits he's wrong. He's not being wrong and strong. He admits that the conduct was a bit out of order. They shouldn't have done that. Maybe that's what Simon Jordan was saying. The conduct, I get that, but in the heat of the moment, emotions, come on. Everyone don't act like they're supposed to when high emotions are involved, especially intense, especially in a game of this magnitude. But let's park this. Let's see what the Moroccan manager had to say, because he was mad. But this is why football always wins. This is what the Moroccan manager said, and I quote: "The image we've seen of Africa is shameful. A coach who asks his players to leave the field. What Papi did does not honor Africa. He wasn't classy, but he is a champion, so he can say whatever he wants. He stopped with the sorry. We stopped the match in the eyes of the world for 10 minutes. This guy's serious. Wrong and strong. Wrong and strong. That one conduct he's trying to say is bringing shame. How about Morocco's shame? How about the officials? How about your ball boys? The fans? Your press? Even the press. I'm not sure if you've seen the footage, but in the press conference when Papis, um the manager of Senegal, came out to give his post match interview, he came out with a little girl. The press, the Moroccan press, booed him. They rightly booed, not rightly. They just booed him for whatever reason, because of he won, because what, he stopped his players playing for 10 minutes, 16 minutes, but the game still continued afterwards. In that moment, he said it. He admitted his wrongs. He's reflected and he's saying sorry to football. But you still probably swollen. You want to push agendas. You want to say African football was shamed. Morocco shamed African football, Afcon, with all their unscrupulous tactics, from ball boys, officials, to the press, um, arrangement of facilities, filming on the slides, transportation. Like, you brought the shame to Afcon, because I doubt any of the other all the other nations did anything that you guys were doing. Even Algeria were doing funny business, mocking Patrice Muamba um salutes from the Republic of Congo, sorry, Democratic Republic of Congo. Like, shame. You should be ashamed. But anyway, let's leave it there, guys. It's unfortunate. I loved the tournament. Everything was great. There was a lot of talent on display. The right team won. Football justice was done. Big up Sade, always. Big up Yvonne Dwarf for standing up for his boy and doing what he's supposed to be do when he should be warming up and chilling, waiting to come on for his country if he was needed. But great stadium in Morocco, by the way. The lights, everything was beautiful. But it's just a shame. A shame. Just because the home nation wanted to win, they were willing to do that extra mile to ruin it right, left, and centre whenever they can. But the right team won. Love it. Big up.